We're going to go into some honor and integrity. We're getting into court, what's really going on when you're in court, and how to prepare yourself. So what happens is, if you already have a court case, all of these people who are running these courts, they are contractors with the federal government. If you don't have honor and integrity, you cannot move to the next level. I got to change. You're right. Halo, Diva, UNARepublic. Yes, 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 yes. UNA. Yeah, welcome. Hey, look, everybody. I want to thank you for joining. Thank you for joining my people on YouTube. Welcome. My people on TikTok, welcome. We're going to get into it today. We are getting into it today. I haven't seen y'all in a long time. Happy to be back. Happy to be here. Been busy. Got the UNA University going. Got my students in there, packed in and loaded and ready to go. We are heavy into the middle of the season. We got them in midterms, ladies and gentlemen. I got them working on tests right now. So right now, I want to go over today because I haven't had a chance to do one of these open sessions because I want to make sure I answer any kind of questions you all have about legal things. You know, we talk about the spiritual side of the game. And just want to say, happy to have y'all here and representing. We're going to get into this thing now. Let me make sure I am logged in. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm logged in over here and I can see my people on YouTube. Let me see who we got in the house. Sade, Michael, Fashion, DB, Lawrence, Frederick, OMG, Keith, Soul, Romper Room in the house. We're doing it. All right. I want to make sure I'm logged in so I can see my people on YouTube. YouTube, hello. I love you. All right. Let's see. Okay, so now you all know that the session is titled Honor and Integrity for today. We're going to go into some honor and integrity because that's very important with respect to our sovereignty as we're looking to gain it. It's not all about, you getting the money. What you going to do with it when you get it? Do you know how to hold on to it? Do you have integrity? Do you know how to build with others? That's important. These are the things that we haven't been taught. So we're going to get into some honor and integrity. But also today we're going to get into courts and how to prepare yourself for court. What's really going on with the courts, because that's something very important. I had some issues this week to arise with a couple of my students and clients concerning court and how to prepare for court. So we're going to really get into that, what's going on, what things you don't do, what things to do, all right, to make sure that when you're in there, you're getting the results that you're looking for, all right? Once again, we're getting into court, what's really going on when you're in court, and how to prepare yourself, okay? So I'm trying to see my people on YouTube. If you're there on YouTube, give me one moment. We're trying to get in here so we can see you. I can't see my comments right now. For whatever reason, my YouTube is doing whatever she want to do over here. All right, but let me move on with this. Now, before I get into it, you all know about the trust documents, okay? These are our trust documents. We do have the membership package. It includes your trust documents, all right? Your trust documents. Now, if you don't know what these are for, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Get on the ball. All right, so you can understand what these trust documents are for, how powerful they are. They are powerful tools. So your membership package comes with your trust documents that are sealed by UNA, as well as the county. It comes with your membership badge and your allodial ID that has your QR code, so you can always access your documents that are on record, okay? Now, you want to get this package, you can find the link in the bio and get this trust or the membership package. You can find us on UNARepublic.com. UNARepublic.com. Felipe! Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo estás? All right, so let's get on it. Let's get on it. Now, today, we're talking about honor and integrity, yes. We're also going to talk about Judy. Just Judy. We're also going to talk about court and subrogation. I think you might like this, Just Judy. This one, I think you might like. So pay attention, because we're going through some things. I want to welcome everybody. Melvin, Melina, who else? Dougie, Nikolai, User, Timothy. All right, welcome everybody. Okay, so let's get on this now. I want to talk to you all about court and when you're going into court and some of the things that you want to be aware of when you're going into court. Now, sometimes I'll get people who want to go in and argue, and I got to help you to understand what's going on when you go into court. Now, first of all, mostly we are wanting to stay away from court. That is not the place where we want to be, we as living entities, because you got to understand that the only thing a court can deal with is a dead, fictitious entity. When you go in there, you got to understand that there is a seance. All right, this whole thing about all rise. All rise. They're saying all you dead people rise. So for those of y'all who are not aware and y'all think that the spiritual side doesn't mean anything in this game, let me make this perfectly clear. This whole game is based on the spiritual principles that we have not been taught. And so most of y'all, every time you open in your mouth, you don't recognize you're signing some kind of spiritual contract, and you're putting yourself more in jeopardy and in debt because you don't understand what you're saying. So let's be clear about what's happening when you go into a courtroom. For those of you all who are not aware, I'm gonna speak about 3 different entities that when we have our trust documents and everything set up, that become clear and apparent and we have to separate from. All right, who we become and what we separate from. Now, the first entity that we know about is that all capital letter entity that they call straw man. You hear it called a straw man or an Anzligus. You hear it called different types of title, but that all capital letter corporation. All right, then you have your upper and lowercase corporation or organization or entity. That's the name your mother gave you. Okay, that's the given name. The upper and lowercase, the all capital letter name is the corporation, the dead entity that you have been walking around talking as. Then you have your spiritual entity if you have a trust. Your spiritual entity is the name that you give yourself. You give your vessel a new name. All right, so let's be clear on this. What happens is these 2 right here, these are living entities. Your given name, upper and lowercase, and your spiritual name. These are living beings. Drakpa, welcome. Welcome, Sun Goddess. Halo. All right. So these 2 are living entities. The courts can't do business with these entities right here. The only business they can do is with this all capital letter dead fictitious entity. That's it and that's all. Let's be clear on that. So what's happening is when you're going into court, this is your corporation. And the problem is you go in there and you start talking like this dead entity right here. And so what happens is you end up taking a charge because you're not recognizing what position you're standing in. And we're going to get into it today. So I want y'all to take notes and pay attention so you understand what's going on in this court system when you walk into it. All right. So now, we have people who want to go in and you want to start arguing. You want to say, nah, see, because y'all violated my rights and y'all did this. And I wasn't even speeding and I wasn't even driving that car. That car's not even my car. You arguing. You're in dishonor. And you're talking like a dead being. All right? Because you got to understand that the only thing that the judge can deal with is the dead entity. All right. So what happens is if you already have a court case and there's a court case going, you have put yourself under the jurisdiction of the court. So what we want to start doing now is we want to stop acting like that dead entity. How do you do that? All right. First of all, let's go from the standpoint of somebody who's already put themselves under the jurisdiction of the court. Let's understand how this happens. I want to get all of y'all, make sure you have subscribed on YouTube. Make sure you like and share on TikTok and you follow, please. I want you to know I love you. I welcome you. Thank you, Riri. Riri in the house. The third entity. Thank you, Know Your Role. All right, so the three entities real quick. Once again, you got the all capital letter entity. That's the dead straw man. You've got the given name that was given to you by your mother, the upper and lowercase entity. And then you got this third entity. That's a spiritual entity. When you create your trust, this is what you have. Now, we have that spiritual entity because we need to separate from these two. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the names on these two sound just alike. This all capital letter name sounds just like this given name. And what's the problem? I'm going to show you right now. When you go into court, they're going to say, when we sound your name, you say guilty, not guilty, or nolo. You think you hearing this name. They can't say this name. Because this name they can't do business with. But they gonna say this name, the all capital letter name. It sounds just like this name, but you gonna answer to this name. And when you answer, you're saying you are a dead entity. That's why they told you, arise, you dead beings. All right. So you got to understand, we create a spiritual name so that this is who we answer to right here. This is the only thing we answer to. When they call this, or really, when they call this name, when they call that all capital letter name, you are the authorized representative. You are the authorized representative, meaning you, the spiritual entity, is in control of this corporate entity. Now, what happens is some of you all have gone into court and you have said not guilty. And that's the problem. When you say anything, guilty, not guilty, or nolo, anytime you make a plea, you have put yourself into the jurisdiction of that court. And once you do that, then you're under their authority. All right. So if you have already done that, then you're under their authority. Now, what happens is you got to understand these terms. I hope you're writing them down. Write them down, because this is what these people have been playing by and you haven't been getting it. All right. The term is tacit assent. Tacit, T-A-C-I-T, assent. Write it down. T-A-C-I-T, assent. This is where if you do not respond within a specified amount of time, and in common law, it is 10 days. Common law, not to be confused with the garbage, what they call it, contract law, common law, they're the same thing. But case law is not the same as common law and contract law. Let's be clear on that. Case law is garbage. That is somebody's opinion of what a judge said, a judge's opinion, by the way. That's garbage. Common law and contract law are the highest law. Now, the problem is in common law, or the issue is rather, in common law, if you haven't responded to a contract within 10 days, then you're guilty. You have agreed to the terms of the contract. Now, y'all say, but Diva, I ain't say I was going to enter no contract. What kind of contract? Did you sign the ticket? Did you sign anything when they had the arraignment in court saying, okay, I'll be back on such and such day? That's contract. Anytime you put your name down on something with these people out here, you entered a contract. You said, I agree. You said, I will appear. You have said, I abide by your rules. You entered a contract. And so you got to understand, if you haven't within 10 days said, nah, that contract is null and void, I don't agree with it, I don't whatever, then by the time you walk into court 30 days later, which normally when there's an arraignment, you got to appear up in court, it's going to be at least 20 days before you appear. And they know that by the time you come back into court in 20 days, well, you've already agreed to the terms of whatever the contract is. But I ain't signed no contract either. When you put your name on whatever that paper was, there was a contract. All right? And so also you need to understand. Look this up. I hope y'all taking notes. I'm dropping jewels. Tell them, Drupper. I'm dropping jewels. Miller Act. Miller Act. Y'all got to understand that all of these courts, they are simply contractors with the true government, the federal government. They are contractors with the federal government. Pay attention to what I'm saying. All of these people who are running these courts, they are contractors with the federal government. So as contractors, they have to have insurance on these cases. They have to have insurance on these cases in order to proceed. Now, y'all know insurance. For those of you who don't know, take notes. These are bonds. And insurance is a bond. And insurance is a financial instrument. And insurance backs the case. And who is the only one who can create insurance? Because it's money. This one right here. This one right here is the one that does all of the signing and the autographing for this character here. That's the only one that can create money, the living being. And what happens is when you're signing something, whatever that arraignment is, whatever that ticket is, you're signing a contract and you're creating a financial instrument. When you create that financial instrument, it belongs to you. And you are the one who's paying for it from your estate. It's got your all capital letter name on it. This is why we take control with the trust of our all capital letter name. All right. So you have signed documents that created financial instruments, that created money, and you have this name, your all capital letter name is on those documents. All right. So now let's understand what's going to happen. All right. So there's these financial instruments and these bonds that have been created via the Miller Act. All of them supposed to have money. They can't even do a case unless there's insurance. Well, why they need insurance? They just gonna say we guilty and then they gonna make us pay. Well, they need to have insurance in the event that you wake up out of your dead sleep and you become the spiritual entity. Then they got to pay. They got to pay. I'm going to show y'all something. All right. So we're understanding what's going on. So I'm not going to just tell you, oh, do this, do this, do this. I'm telling you why it is so you can go and do your research and fully understand what's going on with this process. Okay. This ain't going to be no little 2-minute video. No, we're going to go into it so you get it. Thank you, Druckler, for the love. Don't sign anything. Yes, that's on the books. Don't sign anything. You're not supposed to sign anything. But guess what? They found ways to, even if you don't sign, they still find ways to get money off of the financial instrument. Okay, let me continue. So now you have gone into court. There's an arraignment. You have said, let's say you said not guilty. Well, they have to create a financial instrument on that case, meaning they got to get insurance. All right, that insurance has your all capital letter name on it. Okay, so now once you walk into the court, and of course they're going to say, all rise, dead people. And you coming in there 20 days later and you haven't sent in any kind of response to the contract, then you have already agreed via tacit assent to every term within the contract, whether you recognize the term or not, because you signed your name. Okay, so now, once you get in there, you have to recognize who's who, all right? Who's who, because you're already guilty when you walk in there, and then when you start trying to argue, you're in dishonor. You're in dishonor, meaning you're acting like a child. And then the judge is only going to say, well, you know, I find you guilty anyway. And then you've already said, when you go back in there for the after the arraignment for the trial, you going in there, you saying, you answering to this name. Excuse me. You answering to that name right there. You don't want to be answering to that name. When they call that name, the first thing you should be saying is, I'm the authorized representative. I'm here to settle this matter. All right, now watch this now. I need to go back before that, because when we come into knowledge of self, one of the things that we do before we go into a court case, we're going to have our court to precede us. These are trust documents. A declaration is a court of law. A UCC1 is a court of law. When we send in a presentment, that is our court of law. See, some of y'all get in your mind that, oh, the court is a physical place I got to go into, and I got to... No, this court right here. The court right here. 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a court right here. And you send your court in long before. We want to be sending our court in. If we're going to show up in court, we sending our court in before that court, because then we have established what our laws are for this court. We have established who we are for this court. We have established what our jurisdiction is for this court. We sending our court in first to precede us before we get there, so that when I get here, I really don't have to do any talking. You already know who I am, because I told you when I sent my paperwork into you. It's on public record. We're not going in there without our own court, our court of law. And guess what? Your court of law stands higher than theirs. You got to know how to stand on it. All right? So we're sending in our court of law. We're making sure it's on public record before we go in there. And what are we saying on our court? We're saying, hey, I'm the authorized representative. I'm the owner of this estate. And I need these things to be done. I'm appointing a judge as the trustee of the estate to handle these tax matters. Okay, I'm going to give y'all another word. Write it down. Take notes. It's going to be on the test. Take notes. It's called subrogation. 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 What subrogation is where you, the spiritual entity, are taking over those financial instruments that were created in the all cap name. Whether it be the ticket, whether it be the bond, whether it be the court case instrument, All of those are financial instruments. They got the name of the all cap. What you need to understand is you are the owner of that all cap name. You haven't been claiming your assets. Those assets belong to you. That instrument, that insurance instrument that's on the case, that belongs to you. I need y'all to understand something and pay attention. When you signed any documents, you have created a trust. And I'm not making symbols or signs. I need to use this because this is the triangle. This is the triangle that's going to help you to understand what's going on. A trust. In this trust, at the top of this triangle, you're going to have the creator of that trust. That's you, the creator. Then you have, let's say down here, the beneficiary of this trust. That's supposed to be this entity right here, the beneficiary, your spiritual self. All right? The trust is centered around the all cap corporation. Let's say they're in the center there. Over here is a trustee. Now, what has happened is that these people have created this trust right here when you sign something, and they have put themselves up here as the creator. Now, the problem is you're supposed to be the beneficiary down here, but you come into court and you start yapping, that's me, and I ain't do this, and I didn't do that, and then you just took the role of the dead entity. Now you over here as the trustee, and they are over here as the beneficiary. Pay attention, because I know this is going to be hard for some people to grasp and understand. But when you start yapping and talking about you are the all capital letter name and you don't recognize, but that's my name. That's not your name they called. They called the corporation name, not your name. Unless you were dead. If you dead and you want to keep acting like that, well, then good, keep paying like that. But when you understand what's going on, when you walk in, I need you to understand something. These people over here as trustee, they're supposed to take care of the bill and pay the bills. They created this financial instrument. When you walk into the court, let's say your name is Jack Hansen. And Jack Hansen, they don't call Jack Hansen the all capital letter name. When you walk into that court, you know who Jack Hansen is? It ain't you. It's the judge and the prosecutor. That's the judge and the prosecutor is Jack Hansen. If your given name, this your given name, Jack Hansen. They say Jack Hansen, they talking about this corporation right here. And when they say that, they are talking about the judge and the prosecutor. Pay attention. Thank you, Black Magic. Appreciate the love. All right. So they're talking about the judge and the prosecutor. That they are Jack Hansen, but you walking in that's me, I'm Jack Hansen, and then the next thing you know, you got to pay. But when you say I'm the authorized representative of the estate, well, you know who's got to pay now? The prosecutor. The prosecutor's got to pay. So what you need to be saying is, yes, I am appointing the judge as the trustee to handle the tax matters concerning this case. I need for you to subrogate the financial instruments concerning this case. I just used the term subrogate. That's what you're wanting to do. Subrogate. This is going to be heavy for some people. Some of y'all can't get it. But then when we stay out of trouble, we don't even find ourselves in court. But I need you to understand when you get into court, what the issue is and who's who. The problem is you're going in there trying to argue. There is no argument. Have the judge to offset the case. And that's what he's got to do. But the minute you say or take claim or ownership and say that you are this corporate entity, this dead entity, then you have switched places. You become over here the trustee, and they're going to become the beneficiaries of your financial instruments. Subrogation. That's the word. Royal, what's up? Welcome. I want to welcome everybody into the house. I want to thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention. Some of y'all think paying is all about paying some Federal Reserve notes or, paying, I got to pay out my pocket. You pay attention. It's going to go a long ways for you. So I'm dropping the information here. I'm dropping the jewels. All right. It's up to you to listen and pay attention so that this information can start benefiting you. All right. Don't forget, if you're wanting to get your membership package to UNA, you can get it. Go to find the link in the bio or find us at UNARepublic.com. You can also, this comes with the trust package. Thank you for the love, Tim. I appreciate it. All right. This comes with the trust documents. It comes with your membership badge and your allodial ID. All right. Which on the back will have your QR code. Okay. Also, it comes with an education to make sure you know how to use these powerful tools. These are some powerful tools. Anybody who deals with the trust, go get it online. Go ahead and see if they start telling you about what they are and how to use them. Okay? You want to learn how to use these tools because they're powerful, and then we're also going to put them on record for you. All right, if I have any questions before I get out of here, I want you to ask your questions. Ask your questions so we can get to them before I get out of here. I have been working with class. By the way, the next UNA University season for winter starts January 15th, 16th, around that time. Thank you, TLC. Appreciate the love. January 15th. All right. So we're going to be back. You're going to be able to enroll for January. If you're interested in being a part of the university, we are halfway through the season now. I told you I got my people in midterms. They taking midterms right now. I'm working them. I gave them a really hard test. N.E. Bodie, you said you intimidated. What are you intimidated about? Talk to me. Let me know so I can help you. I want all my people at YouTube. Hey, no, I love you. Make sure y'all subscribe, please, and like and share. I am the authorized representative of the estate. Yes, authorized representative, because remember, when you're walking into that courtroom, your spiritual self, you're not the one who's on trial. That judge and that prosecutor, they are that all capital letter corporation. Make sure you don't switch places with them. Make sure you put the judge in the right place. I'm appointing you as the trustee to handle the tax matters concerning this case. Subrogate the financial instruments. Subrogation. For the record. Put it on record. All right? Anybody have any questions? I'm ready to get up out of here. I've been to court. Got $1,000 fine. What to do? John, subrogation. Learn the word. Find out what it is. Because again, if you got a court case, 100%, you look up the Miller Act. Miller. A court, they want you to think that they are government when they're not. They're private entities. They're not government, they're private entities, and they're contracting with the true federal government. And because that is the case, they have to have insurance on these cases. Well, they can't create insurance because insurance is money, isn't it? Yeah, it's a financial instrument. The only one who creates money is a living being. Well, your living being has signed for this corporation. So this financial instrument, it belongs to you. You need to state that it needs to go to pay for whatever the taxes are on the case. And that's why you're appointing the judge. All right? IRS on my back. All right, Curtis. IRS, they're not even government either. I want y'all to understand something. We talked about the United States Corporation. and how the United States corporation is really a private credit union that's holding all of the estates and accounts of the people of what they call North America. All right. So they're not government. And so what's happening is when we're talking about the IRS, they're going to create an entity that sits right next to the federal entity. Here go the federal entity over here. And then you got the United States Corporation over here. And they're going to duplicate whatever has been done on the federal side. So when we're talking about the United States of America, all right, here's the United States of America over here. Here's the Britain that's come in with an organization called the United States. They look like they might be the same, but they're not the same. There's the United States, which is owned by Britain, and then the United States of America, which is a true republic. If you don't know what republic is, you need to go catch my videos and understand what they are. So, well, why you talk about that, Diva? I know what I said, the IRS. What? IRS. There's the Internal Revenue Service, which does provide funds to the people. Then there's the IRS. That is a United States corporation. They look the same. Y'all think they're the same, but they're not. And if the IRS is coming at you for money, we know that they're not true government. Because the true government is not coming after the people for money. No, a private organization is coming after the people for money because the true government is supposed to provide money to the people. But this corporation over here, now they'll come after you for money. You got to understand what the difference is. Well, when we understand that they're a private agency, then we get under trust. And then we know how to stand when they come at us. All right? Do I have any questions? Any comments? Any thoughts? Any disagreements? Corporation based in Puerto Rico. Thank you, Royal. Based in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Let's see. Niboji, you said you were intimidated. I want to know what you're intimidated about. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you for the love. Miss Kara, Miss Serena, thank you for the love. All right, I want y'all to like and share and like and love. Thank y'all for being here. Don't forget, if y'all got some questions now, I'm trying to get to your questions before I get out of here. I'm just taking some time with you today because I got time today. But if you don't ask me no questions, I'm going to get up out of here. But this is about law. Before I leave, though, let me do this, and then I'm going to get into honor and integrity. All right, if you're looking for the membership package, please go and find the link in the bio. All right, you become a member. It comes with the trust documents, such that, and again, I've had people to ask me, well, do you own our trust? Let me make this clear. We do not have the desire to own you or anything of you. Our desire is to make sure you know how to stand. All right. You got to know how to stand. We, United Nations from America, is a sovereign entity that's saying, hey, we're backing this other sovereign entity. That's what these trust documents are. And that's why we sealed them. All right. Same way Morocco was backing the United States of America back in 1777. Saying, hey, we a sovereign entity, we backing them, we saying they sovereign too. Same thing. All right. Okay, now, we also have, it comes with the membership badge, which this is showing you as a standing member of UNA, and the allodial ID, all right, with the QR code on the back. And this holds all of your documents that you put on record with UNA because we are a county as well. Also comes with education, very important, education. Okay, you got these documents. It's not enough to just have these documents. You got to know how to use them. This is like, people say, well, they didn't work because I was still in bondage, Diva. They just don't work. the documents aren't the ones that doing the work. You got to know how to use the tools. You got a big bazooka gun and you walking through the woods and a bear jump out at you and you don't know how to take the safety off the gun. It's not the gun's fault that you're going to get eaten up. No, it's your fault. You don't know how to use the gun. It's more powerful than a bazooka. Trust. All right. So you got to know how to use them, and it comes with the education, and we're going to put them on record for you. Find a link in the bio so that you can get access to that. Also, you will have, find the link in the bio. Go to UNARepublic.com. All right, so let's get on this. Honor and integrity. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Because some of y'all just think this is about, oh, I'm going to get some money. I'm going to authenticate my birth certificate. And then the money going to come. And then, I need y'all to get this and be clear on it. When we're talking about honor and integrity, this is when you get into sovereignty. Do you have honor and integrity? So some of y'all just want the money, but then what you going to do with it? And then some of y'all have gotten money and shown that you do not have honor and integrity. And then you just think, I just want to get out of this contract without any kind of payment. That's not how any of this dimension works. I'm not even talking about what they did. I'm not talking about who they are. I'm talking about who you are, who we are. If you don't have honor and integrity, you cannot move to the next level. What am I talking about? If you have, for example, purchased something, you have agreed to make these payments. Yeah, there was some fraudulent activity going on behind the scenes. There was. But at the same time, you gave your word. You didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, but you gave your word and said, yes, I'm going to do this, and this. And then you didn't do it because that's what your credit score says. Your credit score, and this is not getting, we always have had our hard times. But let's be honest about who we are, because then when you recognize you got to get your energies clean, you got to become honorable and have integrity, then you're not going to have no problem getting funds. Everybody's going to want to give you money because you're honorable and you walk in integrity. This is important. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Because even my students know you're going to get a lot of money in your bank. You're going to have some zeros in your bank account. What is your accreditation from the UNA University? All them 0 credits in your bank account. That's your accreditation. But do you have honor and integrity? What am I saying? When you put your name on something, is your word your bond? Because if your credit score is low, then it's saying you don't have honor and integrity. That's what it's saying. And all of the excuses in the world is not going to help you get to the next level if you're not willing to look at self. You can give all the excuses in the world. But when we're talking about honor and integrity, it's important, because when you start getting $50,000, $100,000, $500,000 in your account, what are you doing with it? And are you being honorable with it? What is, again, yeah, some of y'all, when we talk about integrity, you just want to be able to make a contract, and then you don't have to honor it. You want to just have somebody to step in and give the money on your behalf, just because of whatever you feel like your excuse is. And then you don't have to stand on the word that you signed your name to. That's not honor and integrity. And that makes it difficult for you to move to the next level. So what am I talking about? We get you to the point where you got $50,000, access to $50,000. And then you just go out and spend it on whatever. All right. Or we're trying to get you to the point where you can get more than $50,000. But you go get your $50,000 and you spend it on whatever. You haven't considered the things that you have promised to do. You haven't considered the fact that I promised to give this money back. And that, oh, well, I should just get off and I shouldn't have to pay for none of it because it's already in my such and such and such. That's not how none of this game works. Even on the most spiritual level, on the most fundamental level, everybody has to have integrity. Everybody. See, y'all just think about humans or whatever. Y'all don't think about this nation that's going on inside of you. There's a nation that's operating the same way on the inside of you that is operating on the outside. I know I'm speaking over some of y'all's heads. If you don't get it, go back and watch some of my sessions where I'm talking about the spiritual side of this game. What I'm saying is, as is within, so is without. And if you are operating in a sense where you don't have to be responsible for anything and you could just say whatever you want to say and in some kind of way it's just going to magically get taken care of, then you're not operating in honor and integrity. It's going to be way more difficult for you to move up. So when we get $50,000, for example, going back to that example, what are we doing with it? Now, if I get $50,000, I show you $50,000. What I want you to do is take that $50,000 and maybe put it into a property that's worth $1 million. Why? Because now you're going to start making it where that $1 million property is paying for everything. But now you want to go spend that $50,000 on something that's not even bringing you any kind of income. Or not just spend it on whatever. You're not spending it to help people in this community. You're not spending it to help yourself. You're not spending it to help the people around you. Really, this is, in this dimension, this is about service. Everything is about service. Who are you serving? What are you uplifting? What are you bringing a positive to? Well, it's all for me, Diva, because shoot, I've been working hard. Okay. Then the $50,000 is all you're going to see. Congratulations. For those of y'all who want to move up to where you are creating your own cities, because all of y'all who are complaining about, oh, the education system ain't doing nothing and these people ain't doing nothing for us, when you can create your own. You always complaining about, oh, they ain't do nothing for us. I'm trying to tell you, do something for yourself, but you can't get there if you don't have integrity and honor. What am I saying? When you see, if you get 10 people, I don't care what your color, your skin color, but 10 like-minded people who got $50,000 worth of access, what you gonna do with it? That's $500,000. What can you build with that? Where is our hospitals? Where are our schools? Where are our health centers, health and wellness centers? Where is that? So integrity and honor, when we start building that up in ourselves, people gonna want to throw money at us. You can't keep them away. They're gonna come find you because you operate in honor and integrity. I can't say that enough. So if you're coming to me and all you want to do is, I got this car note and I don't want to, I'm tired of paying the car note. You're asking for a gift from the universe. That's another thing. You put your name on that contract saying you would pay for that car note. If you want to be out of that car note, you gotta pay. Either you're gonna pay Federal Reserve notes, or you're gonna pay the time and the energy to create the contracts so that you can take them to court to get out of it, or you're gonna pay attention so that you have a full understanding of what to do, or a combination of the three. But you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay. But the problem is you've put your word on a contract, and now you just want to get out of it. You feel like you shouldn't. I don't have to pay this. You're not standing in honor. You don't have integrity. What happens when you do start to develop these $1 million complexes and some bills need to be paid? You just gonna run off with the bag? You gonna run off with the bag, or you just gonna, I don't feel like paying it no more. And then the whole city and everybody in it's got to suffer because you don't operate in honor and integrity. That's what I'm talking about. We want to complain about everybody else, but what are we doing to uplift ourselves and get access to what we need? It starts with self. When we start operating in honor and integrity, there ain't gonna be no excuse. There ain't going to be no excuse. There's not going to be this whole situation where we can't get it because we can't. No, we going to start operating in honor and integrity. And then everything we need will find us. We don't have to fight for it. It's going to find us. All right. That's how the universe works. The universe don't care about your skin color. The universe does not care about how much money you make. The universe don't care about none of that. If you're operating in a certain way, then everything you need will find you. Y'all know that. Some of y'all, my melanated folks, y'all been in church all your life, and y'all be quick to, you know what? What's for you, God will be provided for you, and what's not for you, you won't get because God won't. Y'all know how it works. Those are laws. Those are universal principles. And they can't keep nothing from us. I don't care who they are. I don't know who they are or whatever we call them and they. But if the universe and what God has for you will be for you, when we start operating in honor and integrity, there ain't nothing that we can't have that we ask for. All right? I want y'all to know I love you. I'm going to get up out of here. Anybody got any questions before I get out of here? As is within, so is without. Thank you, Drukpa. I'm going to get out of here. I love you. Thank you, Miss Serena. Who else is in the house? I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody because they'll say, oh, yeah, spend on crypto. Okay. I got to change. You're right. Just Judy. Thank you. I'm going to see you in class, Just Judy. Let's see who else is in the house. I'm ready to get out of here. Miss Ya, thank you for joining. Chica, Christopher. He who seeks equity must do equity. Thank you, American 314. Yes. Thank you, Curtis, for the love. Royal, thank you for being in the house. I'm going to get up out of here. Drukpa, thank you for the love. All my people over here in YouTube, I love you. I love you. I love you. Don't forget, before I get out of here, the 3 terms. All right. Y'all look up tacit assent, T-A-C-I-T, assent or tacit agreement. Look up the Miller Act. Look up subrogation. All right. I want y'all to know I love you. I'm out of here. I'm going to see y'all next time as I play my theme music. What's my theme music? Hold on. And y'all, if you want to join the university, we're going to be starting up on the 15th, all right, of January. And you can always get your trust package. Find the link in the bio. Find us at UNARepublic.com. Deeply Reed, I'm out. I love you. Y'all give me a hug. Y'all give me a hug. I don't know when I'm going to see you. Probably Monday. Give me a hug, y'all. Come on, come on. Give me a hug. I love you. Bye. Bye, bye.